Hello and welcome to Pixel Hunting, a brand new series for adventure games and all related media. My name's Marcus and this is our first episode, The Second Renaissance. Let's face it, a lot of things have happened in the past few years for pop culture, big things. Who would have thought that a Deadpool film could happen, let alone one with a hard R rating? Can you imagine telling yourself from 10 years ago that Disney would someday own Marvel and Lucasfilm? Not only have the films in the MCU become a worldwide phenomenon, but we also have Marvel Knights TV shows on Netflix with Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and a brand spanking new episode of Star Wars. Not to mention the fact that Warner Brothers are also gearing up for a Justice League film too. We're at a point in pop culture history where it feels like anything can happen. For me, however, it's the resurgence in the adventure gaming world that excites me the most. Some of the best written games of all time are hidden gems waiting to be discovered by today's generation of gamers. When Jane Jensen's Grey Matter was released in 2010, I felt like a child again. It had been 11 years since Gabriel Knight 3 was released and Grey Matter was the light at the end of the tunnel. Don't get me wrong, I felt the same way upon the release of the special edition remakes of the first two Monkey Island games, Telltale Games' release of the episodic Sam & Max series, and Revolution's remastering and extension of the first two games in the Broken Sword series. But the defining factor here is that while growing up, Jane Jensen was my favourite adventure game writer. Gabriel Knight's Sins of the Fathers was equal parts noir, thriller, horror, and drama, and to a kid as obsessed as I was with Usborne puzzle adventures, Goosebumps and Tintin, it was a dangerously addictive combination. But for the longest period of time, the adventure gaming world was uncomfortably quiet. It's only been in the last decade or so that things have picked up, so how did it get here? Let's rewind all the way back to the late 90s when adventure gaming in the US was in decline following an immensely successful early half of the decade. Action titles were in favour, and the rise in the development of home consoles placed a heavier burden on the already struggling adventure genre. This period saw the downfall of adventure game originator Sierra Online, and LucasArts slowly began phasing out their adventure game output and shifted towards the action-adventure genre with their Star Wars and Indiana Jones franchises. The years that followed were bleak and quality releases were few and far between. The best efforts, however, came from developers in Europe and Scandinavia.